February 20, 1942. Dear Mom, this is Jim again. I received your letter. I also received my first pay, $34.74. I paid my rent up to the 1st. I get another pay Saturday, the 28th, but it will be a full pay. Here are a couple of cabbage leaves. Don't worry about money. If I can help, I want to. I'll try to send about $20 a month. 10 of this is money I saved from what I brought with me, and the other 10 is from my first pay. We're going to buy defense stamps and bonds at the vet's admin. Today I purchased me 4 pair of socks, a small pair of scissors for my toes, some needles, buttons, and thread. So I guess I'm all set. When we were downtown, who should we run into but Jenny DeBlossus? She is from Bellaire. She is working in the War Department. Boy, we are lucky. She said they have to work overtime and on Saturdays and Sundays all day, and they don't get anything for overtime. We work 4 hours on Saturday and none on Sunday. So I guess we are really lucky. I guess you have to be here a year before you can get an advancement. About all the people that worked here a year got an advancement this week. When we are here 18 months, we get an automatic raise of $5 per month. This isn't much, but it is something. We work 39 hours per week. Thanks for the items. No, Mom, I don't want the leader. I can get a Washington paper for 10 cents per week or 2 cents per day that has all the funnies that the Ledger has. That is about all I read in the leader. We haven't been back to the Smithsonian Institute yet, but we are going someday. The wind down here is so darn cold that we don't go many places till it's warm. The sun is always shining, but the wind makes it cold. I went to the show yesterday and saw Johnny Eager. Boy, this was a darn good picture, but the hero got killed in the end. The back end, you have no trouble in finding a theater that has a picture you want to see, because there is a great many to choose from. Sis must be an ornery little critter. She probably will be walking when I come home. No, I don't want my high pen, Mom. Mom, we never hear programs at night. That's our busy time. I typed 134 file cards last night. That is my record so far. There are people from every state. I met people from Arkansas, Oklahoma, Minnesota, New York, and many other states. Mama got me a bottle of script ink so you don't have to send any. Well, Mom, I guess you're sick of reading this letter, so I will exit. Jim. Tell Dad to don't feel slighted because the things in these letters are for you both, even if they are addressed to you, Mom. I got my check cashed in the Treasury building. Look it up on your map. We are going to a burlesque show Saturday evening. I bet you think I'm a bad boy. February 23, 1942. Dear Mom, Dad, and Sis, I feel ashamed of myself. You are doing a lot more than I am. The last couple of days, I haven't went any place. Oh, I went to a different church Sunday, the Methodist. This town is darn cold, too. The sun is shining nice, and you go out, that wind hits you and cuts right through. Saturday is payday again. This time I will get a full pay, very close to $60. Boy, will I feel big then. Say, what's the matter with those officials always getting birth certificates messed up? Some people down here said they would like to be a boss because then they would be in charge of red tape. So old Clara did a high dive, huh? Too bad. Say, when you write to James again, tell him we did all right by those who hated his room last week. And who do you suppose moved in? Those girls on weekends. They are making as much money as us, but they have to work longer. You can breathe easier now. We didn't go to the burlesque show yet. I'll bet those records are nice. We don't need records down here because anytime you turn on the radio, you can get music. Boy, it's nice you don't get. Last night, Sunday, we listened to Wheeling, Steel, and Screen Guild in practically all of our programs. When are those goons going to answer my crazy letter to them? I'll bet Pat really enjoyed those pictures. I saw them both. I saw one in Brecksville, and I saw the other here. Well, this is a holiday, but we have to work anyhow. Oh well, I don't care. My pipes are February 27, 1942. Dear Mom, I didn't know things were that bad. I didn't have any money, so I got a 20 off of Sam. Payday is the 28th, so I will pay it back to him tomorrow. I hope Dad and Sis get better real quick. Tell Sis to quit. What did Dad mean about earning 50 cents a week? I hope I did the right thing by coming here. I think I did. I won't be able to start getting teeth fixed for a while yet. That is okay about the letter, Mom. It was from a girlfriend. Charlie's address is room 546 YMCA, Erie, PA. I'll be glad to get another suit so I can have one to work in and one for good. This time last year, I wasn't making much, was I? I will write to Jim when I have time. Yes, Sam is still with me. Boy, I am glad the goons still come around. Tell everybody I said hello. I'm glad I can send some money home. I could send more, but the rent takes 20 out of each pay, and 20 is about all I can send at any one time. I hope this will help. We're going to have a blackout here on March 3 and 4. There is a clipping in the paper that I will send as soon as everybody gets through with it. They usually have a big celebration when the cherry blossoms bloom, but this year, because there are so many people here, they aren't going to have it. The trees bloom the first 2 weeks in April. Well, I will close hoping that everything turns out okay. Jim. March 1, 1942. Dear Mom, I have a lot of news. I don't know where to begin. Yesterday, as you know, was payday. I received $57.90. I paid my rent, sent some home. This left me exactly $17.90. I got my hat cleaned. Boy, is it nice now. When I come home from work, I found 2 boxes from home. Boy, I'm glad you sent my camera, for today I used it. But more of that later. My boyfriend had a date, not Sam, a boy that sits beside me at work, with a girl, and this girl had a girlfriend. He fixed me up for a blind date, and we 4 took in a dance. This girl was very nice. In fact, I have a date with her the latter part of this week to go to the show. She works night turn too, although not in the same branch of the government as I am. Glenn Miller and his orchestra are coming to the show here in person, and we are going to see him. The girl isn't beautiful, but she has a nice personality. After all, that's what counts. It was funny too. My boyfriend is from Minnesota, his girlfriend from Mississippi, the girl I was with from North Dakota, and me from Ohio. A good many states were represented, weren't there? We're going to have a blackout 2 nights this week, clipping enclosed. It will be interesting. If I get to see it, I'll be working. It seems funny, the first blackout night, there is supposed to be a total eclipse of the moon. Some cooperation, huh? Today, Sunday the 1st, Sam and I went to church. We had heard about the wonderful seafood dinners you could get down at the wharves. We grabbed a car and went down to the 7th Street Wharf. Boy, did we have a swell dinner. We had 3 very large oysters fried. They were about 2/3 the size of a saucer. They were very darn good. They give you a lot of trimmings with them, consisting of potato salad and lettuce. This was the first real sea dinner I ever had, and boy, it was good. We walked around a bit and saw a fireboat. This is a boat that puts out fires on other boats. It was painted all red, and the captain said it would hit around 12 knots. We saw a mess of large excursion boats. One was the Robert E. Lee. I want to go on one this summer. We then walked halfway across the Potomac River on a railroad bridge, in the middle of which is Jefferson's Memorial. This is still under construction. We saw some pieces of marble in the water of the tidal basin from Jefferson's Memorial. This summer we're going to try to get some of these. We then walked across another bridge over into Arlington, Virginia. We kept on walking until we finally came to the National Airport. Boy, this is big, but I think I could safely say that it isn't half completed, although it is being used. It is owned by the government. In Virginia, there are gigantic construction jobs under operation at the present time, and in the district itself, they are tearing up the mall after spending millions of dollars to plant grass and trees to build temporary office buildings. They have contracts here that say if the building isn't completed by a certain date, the man having the building built doesn't have to pay for it. Pretty slick, isn't it? But the contractor always manages to complete the buildings. We watched the planes a while, then we caught a bus and came home. We washed, and Mr. Smith, the new owner of the doghouse, and we boys went downtown and fooled around. Mr. Smith is from Iowa. He was a guard at an Iowa State Penitentiary. He took a civil service test, and now he is a guard at one of the government buildings. He is a darn nice fella. He has been here about 3 months. Well, I better shut up and go to bed. It is almost 12 o'clock midnight now. Sam is writing also. This is the first tour we took for a while. I picked up a piece of quartz stone in Arlington, Virginia, near the airport entrance. If you want it, I will send it to you. Tell everyone hi. Look up places mentioned on map. Jim. How is Dad and Butch, okay? I hope very sincerely. Excuse the errors. I am tired from traveling. This letter is undated. Dear Mom, how are we doing? I received my coat and pipes, and it got warm again. At the office, we're behind in typing, and for the last few days, I have been typing. I type about 100 cases. This is the policy and premium card. Miss Ingroff, our chief, said if we all, the typists, typed that many, we would be on schedule again, but it seems funny that most of the typists gab about all day, neglecting their work. The other night, Howard and I went to the show. We saw Bambi and Berlin Correspondent. Both were good pictures. Friday night, I went up to Sis's home again. I ate supper there. After eating, I called up another one of my boyfriends. He came down. We all went bowling. We bowled 5 games. We all had a lot of fun. We went back to Sis's house danced some, ate a lunch, then danced some more. It was too late for me to come home, so I went up to my boyfriend's home and stayed the rest of the night. Today, I heard a good football game between Michigan and Iowa. Pre-flight boy, was it thrilling. Bill Stern announced it. He gets real excited. That's why he is such a good announcer. Well, as far as I know, I am still coming home the 6th. How is everything there? Has Paul gone yet? Another one of my boyfriends got his questionnaire, and a couple days later, he got his card telling him to report for physical exam. It won't be long till all of my boyfriends are gone. Everything is still under control though. Your son, Jim. I just can read 17 something of gasoline burned at Bellaire, Ohio. Boy, it seemed funny to see that in our paper here. That must have been quite a fire. Was there an explosion?